So here we are at the end of MDM650. That is month 9 done. We're really getting close to the end of the school. So we're going to talk a little bit about the process, the research, and just our overall experience in the course this month. So the first thing we're going to talk about is research. This month had a lot to do with building things and making things, which was really great because we were able to really exercise our creativity in this month. So in the research for me, it had a lot to do with figuring out how to do things I didn't know how to do. Adobe and all these softwares are quite new to me, so pretty much everything is stuff that I don't know how to do. So this month I was really digging into tutorials, learning how to do mock-ups, learning how to do animations, learning how to work with layers. So I was working in InDesign, I was working in Adobe Animate, I was working in Adobe After Effects, I was working in Photoshop, I was working in Illustrator, pretty much everything. So I pretty much always had YouTube and the web right there next to whatever I was doing to really research and figure out how to do the things that I didn't know how to do. One resource in particular that I used was Envato.com for both their tutorials and their mock-up templates were really helpful. And I used all of their mock-up templates to display my designs for the media assets for this course. I also referenced Creative Motion Mastery with Adobe After Effects by Visu Agarwal quite a bit. This book was giving a lot of breakdowns in how to do After Effects from a very beginner level, so really learn how to use the tools, learn how to use the interface, and even went into more advanced stuff about, concepts of animation, motion graphics, and all those things. So that was one reference that I used quite a bit. So now let's talk a little bit about solving problems. Now the first problem that I came into with this course was that my overall brand vision was just not really jiving. I had this idea of going with this executive concept for the brand, kind of thinking that these puzzles were going to be something that a rich person or a CEO would display on their desk. Like somebody who's powerful would really want to be solving these puzzles and would like to have them displayed on their desk for other people to, admire. But in developing this brand, I really found that this wasn't fitting with the brand image. So I decided to go back and redesign the vision board to focus more on the icons that I had developed for the brand. So you'll see in this new vision board that the spiral icon that I developed is really front and center. And as I moved through the different media assets, these icons, I also added the keyhole icon. These icons were what really tied the brand together. So I used the spiral and the key with pretty much all of the media asset designs, along with the color palettes to really maintain continuity within this brand. Also in the design of the media assets, I utilized both the full color version of the logo and the single color version of the logo. This was really interesting to me because some of the things I was designing, such as the stationery and the envelope with just the plain white background, really lent themselves to a full color version of the logo. Whereas other designs, such as the packaging and the cards, really lent themselves more towards a single color version. And it was really nice to see that these two logos were able to work together and were able to hold up over different application processes. And I thought this was a demonstration of how strong the logo design is. So our class has really grown close together, I think, especially with the people who attend the live sessions. And we've really been good about critiquing each other and bouncing ideas off each other. And this really showed even more in this month's course. The first time was when Brandon, one of the other students, brought up the idea of doing enamel pins. And I hadn't thought about doing enamel pins, but I thought this was a great idea. And I ran with that. And I was able to design some really compelling enamel pins. And one way that I was able to give back and share was I found a great template or a great mock-up template to showcase these enamel pin designs. So I was able to not only create a mock-up that was great for my pins, but I was able to share this with other students. And I think Mark and Brandon both were able to do enamel pins and did great mock-ups using the similar templates. It really built the strength of the community and our class, and I thought we grew as a group in this class, which was really great. Also, I really dug into the After Effects this month, and Mark really demonstrated that he is incredibly talented at After Effects with his logo animation or his brand animation. Just him delivering work on that quality really pushed me to want to step it up. So it was really great to see other students that were really stepping up and doing great work, and also there to help when I had questions. So I think the class really grew as a group during this course. So in acquiring new competencies, I think in After Effects and in InDesign, just through sheer brute force, like I had to learn how to do some things I didn't know how to do before. Pretty much everything, just making an object move, working with a clipping mask, being able to loop things, working with motion that's going to match in a loop. All these things were like, took a long time for me to do, but it's like great stuff that I can use moving forward. As far as my schedule goes, I was pretty good about staying with it. Even I got a little bit ahead. I think there's a couple days that I had a little bit more time to work on things, so I was able to really focus and stay a little bit ahead of the schedule, which was great. So I was able to then take this week to actually do a little bit more refining and spend a little bit more time on my looping animation, which did take me a lot of time just because I'm so new at that. But I really feel that learning these animations, learning these motion graphics, the things that I picked up from this class are really going to help me moving forward. So in general, this class was great. Number one, I feel like as a class, we really grew together. I think people were bouncing ideas off each other. People were critiquing. People were like in the live sessions. They were very long, but we were able to pick up so much great information from each other, from learning stories, from like people sharing their experiences. And I thought we really grew as a class. Me, myself, in doing mock-ups and doing motion graphics, these are things that I hadn't really done before. Really pushed myself to do the best I could. Like I said, when people are delivering work like Mark delivered in his logo animation, this really pushes me and I think everybody else to really just do our best work. And I thought this class was probably one of my favorites in just how much I feel like I advanced as a designer and how much we just grew as a class. So this was a great class.